I feel like in my life, your teachings have been amazing, your influence. So many things are going so well, but I'm still having a hang up with money. It doesn't flow easily. I feel the resistance. I've tried doing a lot of just different techniques like chilling out, letting it go, not paying attention to it.
Earlier we were talking about the continuity of past and present and what's becoming, which is the same thing as to talk about momentum, which is the same thing as to talk about active beliefs that are giving way to new beliefs. And sometimes it takes a little while. You start generally and you understand the laws, and then little by little you are able to take the tough subjects and find new openings in them. But here's something that will help you a lot. If you've been listening to us for a while, a very common conversation that we have is about every subject is two subjects, wanted and absence of what is wanted. So like the stick that says abundance, on one end of it is abundance, and on the other end of it is lack of abundance. And most people don't realize that when they activate the subject and pick up that stick, that it begins right away to vibrate where it usually vibrates, where you've most practiced it. And it's logical that money would be something like that because it affects you in so many different ways and has affected you and those who came before you and those who came before you. And you could have been taught your understanding of money from your mother who got it from her mother who got it from her mother. There's something about sort of passing things on that is really worth thinking about, not doing anymore. So
Right.
some of it's wonderful, some of it not so wonderful, and you can tell by the way it feels. So it feels logical to pick up that stick and try to think about the money end of it. But if you are accustomed to thinking about the not enough money end of it, then you're just doing lip service. You're trying to smile the smile and say it right. And while it can be helpful to appreciate the abundance that you do have and notice those things, still, if you've got something stuck in your vibrational craw, it takes a little while for it to loosen up. So we've been saying, and this is helpful, to realize that in that pile where that stick is, there are other sticks. And on some of those sticks, with what is wanted on one end and the absence of it on the other, you're already vibrating on the end of the stick of what is wanted. You just said that to us. So many things in my life are going really well. So you could pick up many of those other sticks and focus on those or daydream about those. Your inner being is offering you thoughts about those things all the time. And an interesting thing happens. When you focus upon this end of any stick, all of the ends of all of the sticks are influenced because you're focused upon this end of the stick. Doesn't matter what the subject is, it just matters what your vibration is. Does that make sense? So if you are finding appreciation for this and this and this and this and this and this, but so many people are trying to solve the problem. So you keep focusing on the other end of the stick by trying to solve the problem, where if you were just focusing on the ends of the subjects of the sticks that feel good, that money stick would take care of itself. Really, it would. So we've been telling you that for a while, and most of you aren't getting a lot of headway with that because what is what you're focused upon. So now consider this. Let's pick up the money stick. Let's hit this head on. But instead of it saying abundance on one end and absence of abundance on the other, let's put money on this end of the stick. Now, here's our reasoning. We're going to put it on the end of the stick that is like, if you've been noticing today, as we've been inspiring Esther to gesture, we're talking about the vortex, and we're talking about unwanted more in these ways. And this is more like non-physical influence, and this is more like physical influence. And this is more like tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and under the influence of source. And this is more like under the influence of what is or what people think. You follow? So on this end of the stick, let's make it what is, what people think, how you feel. And let's put money on that end of the stick. But on the other end of the stick, let's put what your inner being thinks. Your inner being thinks freedom. Your inner being thinks exhilaration. Your inner being thinks choices, options, ease, flow. And can you see how when you think of those things, it doesn't activate the don't have enough money end. Can you feel the difference in that?
Mm-hmm.
That'll help you a lot, because there is so much appreciation in you. We can feel it, and ease and flow on so many subjects. And so what you're doing, you're just recalibrating this stick. You're just making this stick work for you, because you've been playing with this stick your whole life in ways that it doesn't work for you.
Right, I can feel that.
And nobody can just all of a sudden, because we said so, say, okay, I'm just going to look over here. No, you're not. You're going to look where your habit of thought is. Now you see this stick differently, because things that are manifested, by that we mean the money in your bank account, your financial situation. That is a reality that you've been encouraged to focus upon. Every day, you got to know you can't spend more money than you've got, or you can't spend more money than your credit limit. And so it's something that you're aware of, but you're aware of it in a way that isn't serving you. It's like we can't fix the subject of money at all. You know what other subject we can't fix? We cannot fix the subject of God. You've screwed it up too badly. We cannot talk to you about God, because what you think God is, we don't even want to put that label on it, because every time that word is uttered, you offer a vibration that is so ridiculously nothing to do with this non-physical connection that you have. And so we've taken God out of our vocabulary for the most part. Have you noticed? We talk about source, we talk about vibration, we talk about energy, we talk about inner being, we talk about well-being, we talk about vibration, we talk about energy. Because when we talk about those things, you don't go, But if we were saying God, you'd go, Because God has let you down over and over and over again. You've been praying and God's been out to lunch.
I have one other question on this then. Okay, so
before you go there, let's just make sure we've nailed this down in a way that you're really getting it. Since we've taken God out of the equation and money out of the equation, and instead we're talking about things that are really easy for you to relate to, and therefore things that are very easy for you to find vibrational alignment with, now you'll be tuned in, tapped in, turned on. That will work for you. This process will change your relationship with freedom, not money. With ease, not money. Oh, money will come, because money is the very best way to facilitate all of that. It's so portable. It's so exchangeable.
Okay, I'm with you. And so this part of it is a new dynamic. I've recently, within the last 3 months, attracted a new boyfriend who happens to be a multimillionaire. So it's interesting though, because
so now what's activated? Now she's picking up the end of the stick. Relationship longevity.
Relationship, that's a whole nother question, but it's interesting because
it is another question.
It's a whole nother question.
Insecurity is insecurity. If you were tuned in, tapped in, turned on, isn't your money problem sort of solved?
Well, okay, right.
Why are you not letting it be solved? Why are you not letting the money that is flowing to you through the path of least resistance, why are you not letting it in? What is stuck in your vibrational craw?
And I wonder if it's like something from something my parents taught me or whatever. I try not to stay in the past, but I'm aware.
What it is you have this, I've got to earn it thing. But there's no earning, there's just attracting. The lottery is attracting. Marrying someone really rich is attracting. Stumbling over a pile of money in the ditch is attracting. Finding a diamond ring under a bush is attracting. Robbing a bank, not so much.
I get you. Okay, so yeah, and I feel that it's, yeah, okay, so I've attracted him, which is actually...
So if you were really talking about this in the way that your inner being is, you would say, formerly I've kind of worried about money, but I kind of got my act together and I was vibrating on the other end of the stick and feeling really good about things and tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and the solution came.
But I don't want him to think that I care about his money because I like him for him. So what's wrong with my deal there? I know, right?
Well, what it is, it's all right, but you're just doing what humans sort of naturally do, where you're caring about what someone thinks, because you don't know what he thinks. You're just thinking about what you're thinking he's thinking about. So what he's thinking isn't messing up your vibration. What you're thinking about what he's thinking is messing up your vibration. So you're just doing the same thing with this boyfriend as you've been doing with money. You're focusing on it in a way that doesn't feel good to you, and thinking that you need to adjust to it not feeling good. It's never going to feel good. We would like you to all get to a place where you're accepting that well-being is raining down on you and around you through the path of least resistance, and that's always the way that it is. That would be like you planting a garden and there's a mountain stream running by, and you tap into it and you say to the vegetables in your garden, newly planted, I feel a little guilty about this water coming to us with such ease. Maybe we should go through a few droughts together. Because I don't want that water to think I'm taking advantage of it. I question the ease with which this has come to me, because I've trained myself to believe that I should struggle and suffer. So then you want to ask yourself, is this who this person is? Did this person come to you with an attitude of, I'm just a wonderful, wonderful catch, and you must have suffered a lot to deserve me? Was there anything like that came out of this person's mouth?
No.
Nothing even close to that. You're making it up. You might want to figure out why.
Do you know why? Will you tell me why?
It's because your idea of earning and deserving is all jacked up. When you ask your parents for money and they don't have any, they give you an answer that stinks. They don't say to you, line up with it and it will flow to you, because they didn't do it. So they say to you, money doesn't come easy, and you have to really struggle and work hard for it. And you have to be deserving, and you have to do well in the eyes of God.
Right.
And so you've just got some patterns of thought that are temporarily sort of tripping you up a little bit. Think about this question. Abraham, for a long time I've wanted blah, 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 and now it's come to me, but I feel guilty about it coming.
Because it came so easy. You're right. No, I'm with you. It's true. Yeah. I have to get over that earning, and I have to work hard and oh, how could I just attract this multimillionaire? And now I can have anything I want.
It came so easy. Let's focus on those words. It came so easy. What's wrong with that statement? Everything is wrong with that statement. What humans want to say is hard work, struggle, and sacrifice. And then, if you're really lucky or really particularly good, maybe some abundance will come to you, but not likely. Mostly you have to croak. And when you get into heaven, the good stuff will come, provided you've been good. So you've got all this stuff going on within you. We're surprised that any of you let anything good in, because you have this long practiced attitude of needing to prove your worthiness to a God, we're choking on that word, to source energy who's never asking you for the proof. Look at it this way. Abundance is raining down on all of you, and it's like you've got umbrellas up, not letting it in. And then somehow you get feeling a little better, and you put your umbrella down, and some of the delicious abundance rains down on you. You go, whoops, sorry, I'm used to blocking that. It feels more virtuous to block it. I shouldn't let it in. It speaks to the money shortage consciousness that is rampant in your environment, that most of you have been practicing for quite a while. It's like you think that there's this finite pie, and that if you take a big slice of it, that you're depriving others of their slice of the pie. But that's not the way this energetic pie, this pie expands to the degree of your asking. The pie is enormous. If you could see this pie accurately, it's the biggest pie. Esther can't find words to describe the infinitely big nature of this pie. And as humans on the planet, you're eating a slice out of it that's so infinitesimal we can't even find a measurement small enough to talk about it. And you're worried about you taking too much of a pie that hardly anybody else has even dipped into at all. And because they don't seem capable of dipping into the pie, they're trying to get you not to either. Have you seen this pie? No, you haven't. We've seen the pie. We've seen the pie. It's time for you to start cashing in your vibrational chips, you see. And what difference does it make through what avenue it flows?